Hello, my dear students of class 7. Good day. I am your science teacher, Nazia Altaf. Today, I welcome you to the second online class of science. Our topic is respiration and energy from food. Respiration definition. Respiration is the process of releasing energy in living organisms, which occurs when food molecules are broken down. Equation of respiration. Every cell in the body requires oxygen and food. Oxygen is carried around the body in the blood system. It reacts with the food molecules to produce energy. Water and carbon dioxide are produced at the same time. So my dear students, जिस तरह से हर इंजन को चलाने के लिए फ्यूल की ज़रूरत होती है, इसी तरह से आपकी बॉडी को चलाने के लिए भी फ्यूल रिक्वायर्ड है. Here, food and oxygen are the fuels of your body. And when the engine runs, it releases smoke and energy. In the same way, your body produces carbon dioxide and releases water and energy. As you can see in the equation. Now what is this equation? My dear students, as you know that respiration is a chemical process, that's why we have a chemical equation to explain that process. This is an arrow, and here on the left side we have some food and oxygen. These are called the reactants, and on the right side of the arrow these are called the products. How many reactants are there, how many products are there, it depends on the chemical reaction. Okay, now food and oxygen. When you take food, you eat food and you inhale oxygen into the body, both of these two things react each other. When they react, they produce carbon dioxide, water and energy. This arrow shows the chemical reaction, and these are the products and these are the reactants. Food in your body is in the form of glucose or in the form of sugar. Glucose or sugar, or you can say it as food. So when the glucose is broken down, it reacts with the oxygen and it produces carbon dioxide, water and energy. So this is the chemical equation of respiration. You have to learn it. Okay, my dear students, cellular respiration is a process that takes place inside the cells where energy is released by the breakdown of glucose molecules, as I have explained it earlier. The process can be conveniently divided into two categories based on the usage of oxygen, namely aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic respiration, as you know that it is the process of breakdown of food in the presence of oxygen. That means there must be oxygen, the oxygen must be present over here. And anaerobic, it is the process of breakdown of food in the absence of oxygen. It means oxygen is not present over here, or you can say the oxygen is in very less amount, that is insufficient for your body to respire aerobically. That's why we will say that it is an anaerobic respiration. Second thing is, its end products are carbon dioxide and water and energy. Its end products are lactic acid, carbon dioxide or alcohol. Now here are lactic acid and alcohol. You can see lactic acid is related to the muscular exercise of human. When human beings are doing some exercise, they are working out or they are running, lactic acid is produced because there is a very less amount of oxygen which is inhaled That's why the glucose molecules are directly converted to the lactic acid without oxygen, and then they produce carbon dioxide. This alcohol is when yeast ferment, it produces alcohol, or you can say the glucose is broken down into alcohol when yeast ferment. So it is related to yeast, and this is related to the human muscles exercise. Now third one is it takes longer time to release energy. It means it is a slow process. It takes longer time to release the energy, and it is a fast process as compared to the aerobic respiration. Number 4, it produces a large amount of energy. This is a slow process, but it produces a very large amount of energy. This is a fast process, but it produces very small amount of energy because oxygen is not present over here. That's why it produces very small energy. Examples: it occurs in most plants and animals. Normally we breathe in, our body take food and we breathe in, and the process of respiration which is going on in our body, that is aerobic respiration. Anaerobic is not a normal process, or you can say it is a very usual process, or it is somehow, you can say that it is a different process when you do some exercise, but you are not all the time doing exercise. You do exercise, sometimes you run, sometimes you do not run all the time. That's why I say that aerobic respiration is the process when body is normally behaving. You sit, you walk, you talk, you eat, you are doing some work. But anaerobic is that when you are doing some muscular exercise, and also it is in yeast and bacteria, they respire anaerobically. So here is the equation for aerobic respiration. This is an equation you can see over here. First of all, I will explain this thing. As you can see over here, blue arrow. This blue arrow has something on the left side, and something on the right side. That is, on the left side these are the reactants, and on the right side these are the products. I have explained it earlier. As you can see in the equation, these are words used to show this chemical equation. This is called a chemical equation, and when you write in words, that is called the word equation of that chemical reaction. So here sugar is a complex molecule. It is not simple, it is a complex molecule. That's why you can see over here the formula is very complex. C6H12O6, you read it as C6H12O6. Here C is for carbon, H for hydrogen, and O for oxygen, that is written over here. Oxygen, O2, then carbon dioxide, CO2, water, H2O. These three formulae, about these three formulae you have studied in previous class. And energy is not an element, that's why we cannot write formula for it. So here C6H12O6 sugar molecule, when it reacts with the oxygen molecules, they react and respiration process is started, and then after that carbon dioxide, water and energy are released. Now my dear students, in your mind there must be some question, that is why this 6 is here. So in chemical equation, this is a rule that reactants and products should be balanced. Means the number of molecules of reactants and the number of molecules of products should be same. So that's why we put 6 over here. You can see on the left side in sugar formula, or you can say the glucose formula, they are same. H12, there are 12 molecules of hydrogen. Here there are just 2. So to put to balance it, we will put 6 over here. 6 2s are 12 and it is balanced. Same for carbon. Carbon has 6 and here is just 1. We will put 6 over here. 6 1s are 6 and 6 1s are 6. Now hydrogen and carbon both are balanced, but what happened over here, now it has oxygen, 6 for oxygen and 6 2s are 12 for oxygen over here. Then 12 plus 6, it becomes 18, and here there are just 6 and 2. So we put 6 over here to balance it out. We cannot put 6 or something else to balance from here, because it will disturb carbon and hydrogen both. So that's why we will put 6 over here. Then 6 2s are 12 plus 6, it become 18. Equation for anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration, as I have told you, that is in yeast and animals. When animals doing muscular exercise, in yeast glucose is broken down into alcohol and then carbon dioxide and energy are released. For glucose, same formula, C6H12O6. For alcohol, the formula is C2H5OH, and carbon dioxide, you know, it's CO2. To put 2 on both the formulae, we put it over here, that because we have to balance it with glucose, so the reactants and the products should be balanced. Now here, animals, in muscle cells during exercise, animals do respire anaerobically and glucose is converted into lactic acid, and in that reaction carbon dioxide and energy is released. Carbon dioxide is not written over here, but carbon dioxide is also present. So C6H12O6 for glucose, arrow is showing the reaction. Lactic acid, the formula for lactic acid is C3H6 and O3. 2, we have to put 2 over here because we have to balance it out. You can see 3 2s are 6, 6 2s are 12 and 3 2s are 6. The part of the human respiratory system. You can see in the picture there are different organs which are involved in the respiratory system. As you can see here, nose, there is a mouth, pharynx, epiglottis, larynx, trachea, lungs, bronchus. Inside the lungs there are bronchioles, and this on the side, this is the magnified picture of bronchioles. You can see this is a bronchiole, and you can see here is the network of capillaries. These are the arteries from where blood moves. Veins are there. These are the alveoli, and these are called the alveoli chamber. Okay, and here edge of the pleural membrane. This is the edge of pleural membrane, and in this pleural membrane there are rib cage, and this is a diaphragm. So these are the parts of the human respiratory system. Exchange of gases in the alveoli. So my dear students, you can see over here we inhaled one gas, that is oxygen, and we exhale carbon dioxide. Two gases, oxygen is shown by the black arrow and carbon dioxide by white arrow. Black arrows show the movement of oxygen and white arrows for carbon dioxide. You can see over here layer of water lining alveolus. This is the layer of water which is lying around the alveolus, capillary network around alveolus. These are the capillary network which I have shown you in the previous picture. Wall of the alveolus, these are very thin walls and they are just one cell thick because that is because it has to diffuse both the gases. That's why it is very thin. Oxygen is present in the alveolus and that is diffused into the blood cells, and from the blood cells carbon dioxide will move to the alveolus. So this is the exchange of gases in the alveoli. Mechanism of respiration in human. To explain this mechanism of respiration, I have put a video over here so that you can easily understand and it would be very easy to explain for yourself. Okay. Video is taken from designmate.com. Respiratory system. To understand the process of breathing. In humans, the main organs responsible for respiration are present in the thoracic cavity. In the thorax region, the rib cage and dome-shaped fibrous tissue is observed called diaphragm. In the rib cage, there are two lungs, the right lung and the left lung. The right lung is divided into three lobes: right superior, right middle, and the right inferior lobe. The left lung is a smaller one and has just two lobes, the left superior and the left inferior. Both the lungs are attached externally to the small tube-like bronchi, which unite into the trachea. और ट्रेकिया के ऊपर आपको सी शेप्ड के रिंग्स नज़र आ रहे हैं जो कार्टिलेज के बने हुए हैं, विच इज़ एन इलास्टिक टिश्यू, और ये ट्रेकियल वॉल को कोलैप्स करने से बचाते हैं. द ट्रेकिया लीड into the pharynx, which is connected to the nostrils. As we breathe in air, the oxygen molecules enter the nostrils and travels downwards through the pharynx and trachea and finally to the bronchi. अब यहाँ हर ब्रोंकस से ऑक्सीजन लंग्स में ट्रांसफ़र हो जाती है. जहाँ लंग्स के अंदर ब्रोंकाई बहुत सारे ब्रोंक्यूल्स में डिवाइड हो जाते हैं. Oxygen travels through these bronchioles and reaches the alveoli, each of which is surrounded by the network of capillaries. हर alveolus का जब ओपन करें तो अंदर आपको बहुत सारे alveolar chambers और pores नज़र आएंगे. Blood containing RBCs is flowing through the capillaries. The oxygen molecules from the alveolus chambers diffuses into the capillary and then get absorbed by the bluish purple RBCs. यहाँ RBCs oxygenate होकर red color के हो जाते हैं. The blood moving in the alveolus containing RBCs and carbon dioxide molecules. और ये carbon dioxide molecules alveolar chamber में इकट्ठी हो जाती हैं. And then from here it travels through the bronchioles into the bronchus, and then finally to the trachea, and then breathed out through the nostrils. So the process of breathing in oxygen is called inhalation. यहाँ muscular diaphragm contract होता है और lungs expand होते हैं और air अंदर जाती है. During exhalation, the diaphragm moves up. The lungs contract और alveoli air को बाहर धकेलते हैं and you breathe it out. This process is called respiration, which is approximately 20 times per minute. Difference between breathing and burning. Breathing. Breathing is a mechanical process in which fresh air is sent to lungs. Burning. Burning takes place at the surface between the air and the fuel. Breathing is a physical process, burning is a chemical process. Breathing, no heat energy or very small amount of heat energy is released, and in burning a lot of heat and light energy is released. In breathing, no need of heat to initiate the process. In burning, has to be initiated by applying the heat. Breathing byproducts is carbon dioxide, and in burning byproducts are carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitric oxide, and etc. There are so many gases which release in burning. So my dear student, this is a difference between breathing and burning. You have to learn it, and these are quite easy, so I am not explaining it further. Diseases of the respiratory system. In your book there are 4 diseases, and I just put some causes, their symptoms and prevention, and I will ask the question about just these things, so no need to explain, but you can learn it or you can read it briefly in your book. And these are cough and cold causes. Colds are caused by viruses. Symptoms are blocked or runny nose, sore throat, coughing and sneezing. Prevention: as yet there is no cure for cold, but some medicines can relieve the effects of cold. Taking healthy balanced diet, getting plenty of sleep and fresh air. Influenza or flu causes caused by virus. Symptoms are similar to the cough and colds, so runny nose, sore throat, cough, aching muscles, headache, fever and weakness, feeling weakness. That is these are the symptoms for influenza or flu, and prevention for flu is vaccine. Then third one is the asthma. Causes are dogs and cats cause asthma attacks in some people. Why? Because dogs and cats have fur on that, and when people have pets at home, so they cause asthma attacks. And tobacco, smoke, cold air, dust or fumes, exercise and even laughing cause asthma attacks. It may be inherited from one or both of your parents also. Symptoms are feeling difficulty in breathing and dry cough, and prevention is use an inhaler, and there may be medicines also. So smoking and tobacco. So my dear students, causes are not exact for smoking. In teenage, friends start smoking just for fun and then become habitual of it, or get this habit from their parents or elders. And then symptoms are high blood pressure, gum infection, lungs diseases and asthma, heart diseases, panic stroke, hardening of the arteries, lungs and mouth cancer. So prevention, in your book there was no specific prevention over there, so I took this information from www.cancer.org. And varenicline is a medicine also called the Chantix. It is a prescription medicine developed to help people stop smoking, or it works by interfering with nicotine receptors in the brain. Also, it lessens the pleasure a person gets from smoking. So that was all about this chapter. And now homework: define respiration, differentiate between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Very easy. Explain the difference between breathing and burning. That is also in this lesson. Draw a labeled diagram of human respiratory system. So my dear student, this is your homework. These 3 questions are given, but it doesn't mean that you just have to learn these 3 questions for examination. You have to go through all the chapter. They may be objective, they may be short questions from the chapter. So learn all the things, and please you have to do this homework on the fullscape sheet and then submit, punch it in the file, then submit it in the office on every Monday. So my dear students, thank you so much. You listened to me, and God bless you all, and stay home, stay safe.